Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Disney's upcoming live-action remake of Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler as Snow White in the Disney upcoming live-action remake. So I've seen Rachel Zegler in the remake of The West Side Story, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, and in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and she is also going to be in the Hunger Games prequel coming out later this year. You know, her acting is all right. It's nothing super spectacular, but she's not terrible. If that's what you really want to hear me say, like her acting is all right. That's just the best way I can really describe it. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk recently surrounding, the live-action remake of Snow White because Rachel Zegler has been running her mouth. So there's a lot of different angles that we can take this right now. And yes, I do have the interview clips that she has put out and said various things that make you go, what in the world? So let's just start here. Okay, so for me, myself, I saw the original Snow White as a kid. I think I was in like 4th, 5th grade when one of my teachers put it on one day. Great movie, timeless classic, obviously. Then I watched the live action remakes all in theaters. Weirdly enough, I saw Mirror Mirror, and then I saw the Snow White and the Huntsman sequels, actually, and the original movie too. So yeah, so it's crazy. I've watched all the Snow White retellings in theaters, so I guess it only makes tradition if I watch this one in theaters too, right? Probably not. This is probably gonna be a steaming pile of dog shit. But at least in the other Snow White movies or the retellings, they actually had dwarfs, actual dwarf actors. Crazy when other people could respect a property even if the material of the movie itself might not be all that good. So Rachel Zegler, in one of these clips, directly admits she didn't like Snow White. And it's one of these things where it's like, wait a minute, so someone approached you with a project of something you didn't actually like as a kid or grew up and still didn't like, still didn't respect, and you took the job. Like, that's just so weird. I get it. Actors, they take their jobs and all those other stuff because it's hard to come by some work sometime. But if you really didn't like it, why are you taking the job? I just don't understand that line of thinking. And the other angle I want to tackle is people when they go, well, I don't care about this, so why? So I just don't see why anybody else is. It's like, bruh, that doesn't make any sense if you really put your brain into motion, okay? So just hear me out on this, okay? So just because you specifically do not care about something doesn't mean other people shouldn't and or express their opinions and concerns on a character that they actually really like and have fond memories of, right? Then you also have the other angle of Disney just actively trying to trash on their animated classics. Now I understand those animated classics that we all grew up with and we all know and love to a certain extent. Everyone has their favorite ones. Mine are obviously The Lion King and Mulan. Those are my two favorite ones, actually. It's one of these things where instead of doing remakes of them, why not? Color me crazy. Shocker here. 200 IQ idea here. My brain's working on overtime here because, I'm so smart. My fucking brain is expanding. Why don't you simply just make something new? It's one of these things where you have to kind of understand, what is Disney doing? They've remade quite a bit of their famous, classic animated movies, and, some hit $1 billion, like, Aladdin and The Lion King, right? But when you talk to the average person, those live-action remakes don't really hold up very well for a lot of people. Like, I'm not saying that everyone's opinion is the same, but the people that I talk to, people in real life that I talk to, just passing by here and there, sometimes at work, and people that I meet sometimes going out, these movies don't really have good word of mouth on them. Like, have you really met someone that really is like, man, I really love the remake of Aladdin. I'd rather watch that over the original. Like, would you ever hear someone say, man, I'd rather watch the remake of Lion King over the animated original? It's like, no one's going to be saying that shit because that wouldn't make any sense, right? Then you have the whole Hailey Bailey nonsense where, like, she's out here being some sort of, like, leftist NPC talking about some bullshit like that basically, oh man, it was an interview she had with Screen Rant or a Hollywood Reporter where, like, she mentioned the fact that she couldn't see herself, as Ariel when she was a kid, and it's like, what? You're just going like, what? I swear some of these people spout the same nonsense as like they're just reading from a teleprompter, you know? Now, other thing I want to mention is Rachel Zegler. So here, if you have pronouns in your bio on Twitter, you're already probably a loser. You're probably gonna be like one of those people where it's like, insert worst opinion ever. Like, instead of having her pronouns in her bio, she has it in her headline. That automatically makes you a loser, in my opinion. So that's already strike number one. Then you also have her in several interviews basically just shitting on Snow White, and it's like, wait a minute. If you don't like the character, why are you betraying her? And then the other angle is people want to say the race card. So I'm in favor of, I guess, whatever side is, you should just keep the character the way she looks like. Snow White is literally skin as pure as white snow, okay? That is a Mexican. That ain't no Snow White. I don't care if that's racist. I don't care what people say. I don't care. She's not Snow White. I don't like race swaps. I don't like when characters have that happen to them. I think it's stupid. I think you just make a new character. She's not Snow White. And by evidence of how she's going to speak when I play this clip of that was out there for her, she doesn't really want to be Snow White either, actually, you know? And what's really crazy is, like, these girls, like Rachel Zegler and Haley Bailey, will have such disdain for how the originals went, and it's like, either 1A, you could simply try to make something completely different, right? Or make just a different movie in general, not with that name attached to it, because that already has prestige and legacy attached to it, or you could simply go and not play the character, right? Because this is the thing, they're never gonna be Ariel and Snow White. That's never gonna happen. The animated classics will always be better written, better directed, better everything, right? These are just gonna be arguably cheap cash grabs that no one's gonna care for, right? Then, one more thing to bring up, which is like, I think Disney has shown throughout all their recent attempts at live-action movies that they don't respect their animated classics. I don't understand why animated movies get this bad rap. Animated movies can make billions of dollars, be well put together in story, score, character direction, pacing, everything, and that still doesn't garner respect from people. I'll say this right now. If you're one of those people that don't actually think animated movies should be on the same level of live action movies, I just think that's just a wrong way of looking at things, you know? I think personally, whether movie's animated or live action, it doesn't matter to me. As long as it's good, that's all that really matters to me. I can put them both together in the same tier category, and I can kind of work with it what it is. But you can see just their disdain for animated movies. They're like, well, we didn't make them live action, so it doesn't count to us, apparently. Which is so freaking stupid, you know? So here's the first clip of her, and then I have the other one that started going around. And, you know, one of the other clips we're gonna go over, oh my goodness, my freaking brain just almost exploded here in this shit. Just these people will just tell on themselves. Just watch how this girl speaks. It's crazy.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it.
I think she's the only person who went through that. Just saying.
Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time.
Right, and Disney actively went out and casted this person. She probably mentioned this to these people when they casted her, and they were like, damn, you got the job, girl.
Probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. I just mean that it's no.
When you hear that, I'm surprised a lot of you guys just did not get ear aids.
Longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's.
What? What the fuck? That was, well, okay. It was the literal magic of those movies is the prince comes and saves the princess. It's kind of a classic guy saves girl kind of thing. And since you know they didn't really pay attention to those princess Disney animated movies, the princess in the movie is the main character. They go from being, how would I put this? naive at how the world works based off their circumstances, and then later on, as the movie progresses, you see them become a much more smarter, better, more confident character throughout the bad experiences they've already went through. I mean, Cinderella's the most classic one, right? So I'm sitting here hearing this and going like, it's not 1937. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, what a dumb idiot.
She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about...
Yeah, like, girls do that. God forbid. God forbid you dream about true love.
Becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
See, all that's not bad, but that other part just destroys anything she just said right there. Yeah, like, a late parent wanting their daughter to become all those things, that's fine. But that other horse shit she was spouting, bleh, good lord.
And so, it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere.
No, young people everywhere probably had their parents already show them the original, and they're gonna be like, Mommy, Daddy, why is she a fucking burrito? Why is a taco playing Snow White? That's what kids are gonna be thinking. Now, here was the other clip that was circling around earlier today. And wokeness, what a great account to follow. It just gets worse and worse. The new Snow White says that the prince was a creepy stalker and suggests that all scenes of the prince could be cut. She's a walking PR disaster for Disney. You know, what's also really interesting about that is actors and actresses will be giving like these interviews before the movies come out to promote them and like their content marketing campaign or whatever. And these actors, I swear, these people just show who they are if you just give them a mic. It's crazy. All right, so what was this one? I could keep it small screen, whatever.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
It's not even true. None of that is even true. Like, if you're disingenuous enough, you can paint that as if it's truth. Crazy.
Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So that's not Snow White. So what she's basically saying is they're gonna do a remake of Snow White without it really being Snow White. So then why didn't you just do your own thing? What a dumb fucking company, man.
Prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they casted a dude who was just willing to just be fucking stepped on by a girl. Oh, great guy that must be, right? Sure, he's great at parties.
One of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, it's Hollywood. That can happen. That what she just said right there actually is a very big possibility. But everything else she said is complete horseshit. So this is basically not Snow White. I don't know what to call this. This is basically just walking garbage. That's probably what I'll end up calling it when it comes out later on. But this is just so bad. Good lord. And you can see like the comments on here are just completely destroying anything that she said. Like, oh yeah, here are some of the still images of what the frickin' dwarves are gonna look like. That's probably her stunt double. Yeah, those are dwarfs. Those look like frickin' short people. Yeah. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know? Also, wasn't the stepmother supposed to be jealous of Snow White? Guys, they casted Gal Gadot to be her stepmother. You know? Gal Gadot, who's Wonder Woman. You know? Gal Gadot has a fair bit of her own issues, but I'm pretty sure Gal Gadot ain't sweating. Oh, I mean, if you guys can't see that right there. I'm pretty sure Gal Gadot ain't sweating over no girl that looks like this. Now, Rachel Zegler isn't ugly, right? But I'm pretty sure Gal Gadot's gonna kind of have that one locked in the bag. So, yeah, I just wanted to give my opinion about those clips that were circling around. This is just, come on, let's be honest here. This is gonna be some horse shit. Come on, like, I might end up actually watching this in theaters only because I've watched all the other ones in theaters too, at least the live action retellings. But that'll really just depend on what the trailer looks like. Going to the movie just to watch it, being like, man, this is just a steaming pile of crap, actually. Because the way she's talking, it's like, bruh. You guys see those dwarf pictures? Those look like crap. Good God. I just don't get it. Like, if there's such a hate for the original, how about you just make something entirely new? But they know they can't do that because it won't sell very well. But if they attach a big name to it, that will sell. Good God. Christ almighty, this lady is stupid. So, yeah, what do you guys think about Disney's attempt at a live-action remake of Snow White? And what do you guys think about Rachel Zegler's comments? Because I think they're pretty freaking stupid. But I'll see you guys later. There'll be more videos coming out. I have plenty of news videos to drop for you guys and other content that I'm currently working on. I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I am MSK, and this is Online Cinema Entertainment, your one place for online cinema. Alright, see you guys later. Deuces. Peace.